Well, good morning. I'm pretty happy to be in the garden. I'm pretty happy to have a garden to be in. Find a lot of peace in the garden. Some think of gardening as therapy, and it can be. Um, Sad times here. We'll have to have good come out of this. That's all there can be. And change and good. Peace and understanding. I've been saying that for a while now, and hopefully some of that takes root. No pun intended. Let's see. It's going to be a little bit of a disjointed day. Weddings are back on, which are good. They're going to be different. Everything's different, so it seems. So, at some point today, Marty's going to show up and we're going to go out and put the tent up. So that's going to happen. And word on the street is there's another load of walnut logs. I have to go see because it sounds like there's more work than just picking them up, so maybe that's going to get put off to tomorrow. Making progress on getting the mulch laid, so after we finished up last week getting the weeds out of that area, yes, that was pretty sweet, getting those weeds out. We hit the front yard and got some cleaning up of some of the beds in the front of the yard, but I really want to get the rest of that mulch used up. Happens to be western red cedar, so it's not what I'm using here in the garden. Using just straight hardwood mulch in the garden. Breaks down a little bit faster, so not a bad thing. Straw bales, we're well into halfway on conditioning. We probably will spend some time today maybe putting some wire on those, but I think the focus is going to be straightening out the bluestone slabs right here on the individual beds, and then pulling up some of the concrete block on the edge and putting them up on end. Gonna bring in some larger slabs. A slab is a paver that's big. Anyways, those will get put in, and then if we get that much, mainly I want to get these done here because I want to get some more flowers planted. Flower power, yeah. All right, let's get busy. All right, I don't even know about what day it is in conditioning. I think we're on 10, but the little stretch where you do a cup of bale of the bale buster and a gallon of water. So we'll come back and put a little bit more water on the bales in a bit once I fill up my buckets. Yeah, breakfast was good. Still have coffee mugs over there, so I'll show you in a bit what today. Jack, he likes that stuff. Isn't that great? Hey, leave our fertilizer alone. All right, we're gonna go back and finish the rest of the stone over there and then take off once we get the call that the tent is going up. So there we go. Well, we're going to be wrapping it up here in the garden at home in the garden for another day. It's kind of nice. Marty took care of the tent all by himself with his guys, so I did not have to swing out to the gardens and put the tent up. That was nice. Beautiful day. The Harleys are out. Out for a nice ride. Yeah, we got a little bit done. So hard to believe if you've watched the very first episode of At Home in the Gardens, this looked like a disaster. Maybe to some of you it still looks like a disaster, but we've got this cleaned up. We got it weeded last time, most of the weeds, and pulled out. Weed seeds you never get out. There's always a certain amount of seed bank that's just there, which is part of life. The key and that's always sounds great as we're rejuvenating the garden, but as you're staying with it, if you can prevent the weeds from going to seed, it slowly minimizes the weeds that you end up. You're always going to have the drift and what comes in with birds. That's part of life, but if you can stay on top of it, the last 3 years I've been able to kind of keep it weed whipped, so I wasn't getting as many weeds, but the reality is there's weeds. It just happens. So then it becomes hoeing and dealing with those weeds. Straw bales are day 10, that's what it is. So by next weekend we'll be planting in them. I'm just not even going to try it this week. So the good news is we will have a wedding the end of this week, coming week, but not on the weekend. And then the next weekend we will be doing a day here in the garden also. Hopefully getting the rest of everything planted. It's still the early part of June, so we'll be fine. Straw bales will get planted, pumpkins will go in, and we'll just keep cleaning. And I know I won't get the pavers in the sidewalk, so that's going to get put off for another week. But plenty of planting to do next, and getting cages in place on the tomatoes. We'll get a little bit more closer up next week on those. But hey, come here, bud. Look who's here. He always likes to come in for his cameo. I don't know if you can see him from there. There we go. He's camera shy. He hates looking at the camera. Unless there's food involved. Anyways, and as always, the star of the show, Jackson the garden dog. He just wants to go eat the organic fertilizer. All right, that's it. Been Glenn at home in the gardens. Take care. Get out and garden. It's therapy. It's peaceful. It's enjoyable, and you might even grow something. Take care.